Hi everyone. We saw that you liked our review of the Roswell Cullinan and the build we did with it. And well, we were also out at CES. And one of the biggest things as far as cases go in CES is this little baby here from Lian Li. And today they released it. So, I'm Garwynn, this is XDA TV, and this is the PC-O11 Dynamic. Let's take a look at it. After gaining accolades and attention at CES, Lian Li today launches the PC-O11 Dynamic, one of two variations to its original O11 announced in January. Fans of the original, or Lian Li in general, will notice many familiar themes. The minimalist exterior embraces a flush front and side panel, using tempered glass to maximize visibility, while still keeping the brushed metal appearance for the front panel. But appearances are largely where those similarities end. The O11 Dynamic was created in collaboration with world-renowned overclocker Roman de Bauer Hartung and was almost entirely redesigned for being a premier water-cooled case at a much more reasonable price. Access to the inside is as simple as opening the top. We begin by unscrewing the two thumb screws pictured. Thankfully, they stay in place, meaning two less to drop and lose. The top panel then easily pulls off to the rear. What surprised me the most about this case is those two screws are the only two involved in taking off the top and side panels. But this does mean anytime you want to work on the inside, you'll be taking off the top. The side metal panel, along with the tempered glass panes, are kept in place with screws on top that fall into a guide. Metal notches on the bottom perform a similar function. While you may need tools to do your work on the inside of the case, Lian Li has made sure that you don't need those to get there. This is great for a water cooling case since it also means easy removal for maintenance such as flushing or refilling a custom loop. Now with the side panels off, let's take a look at cooling, and the O11 Dynamic offers plenty of options here. The bottom, shown with two SSD retainers, can instead hold up to a 360mm radiator. The top can also fit up to a 360 using 120mm or 280 using 140mm fans, and there's also room for three 120mm fans with or without a radiator to the right of the motherboard. The top, bottom, and two grills on the metal side panel each have a magnetic dust cover provided. I love that they can be easily removed, cleaned, and then placed back over with little fuss, though the rear grill near the motherboard does not, and while no air was flowing, seemed to be an entry point for dust. Multiple rubber gaskets are placed in the usual places needed to route cabling, continuing the minimalist appearance. On the side, where a metal panel is used, a metal bar resides in the middle, but the grommets show that it can hold a 3.5 and 2.5 inch drive. It's kept in place by two thumb screws at the top. And a small Phillips screw at the bottom. Once all three screws are removed, the bar comes off and the drives can be installed. This is just another example of how the case and its use can be customized based on the user's needs. Another great example of customization is to the right of that. Out of the box, the power supply is seated at the bottom while a cage supporting up to two more 3.5 inch drives is mounted at the top. The drives are accessed by unscrewing a small access panel at the rear of the case. From there, the drive brackets pull out and slide back in. Both brackets are removable and have adjustable grommets to support mounting drives at different types and sizes. Now as we open this up and move some of these brackets, you may have noticed additional holes there, and those are there for a reason. And that's because the entire hard drive enclosure and panel cover are removable and can either swap positions with the power supply, put the power supply on top and the enclosure on bottom, or removed entirely to support a second power supply. This is just another example of the versatility of the O11 Dynamic. Lastly, an optional kit allows you to side mount your graphics cards, which I like as I think that shows off the best side. Given the versatility, style, and pricing of the PC-O11 Dynamic, this has become not only my favorite so far of 2018, but one of my all-time favorites. Lian Li continues a reputation of great cases here, and I'd highly consider this if making a liquid-cooled build in the near future. I understand why everybody liked this case. It's good, and in many ways, it's the same reasons that I liked the Rosewood Cullinan. It's clean, it's glass. But this one in particular, the O11 Dynamic, is really a dream for water coolers and water cooling enthusiasts. Even someone using an all-in-one loop will have benefit here because it easily gives you room to expand. If you want to eventually change that all-in-one loop out into your own custom loop, you got all the room you need to do it. And the price right now is fantastic. Matter of fact, Lian Li's rep shared with us a new week pre-order link for the United States. We'll be adding that link into the description along with a promotion going on related to that pre-order. For those of you in Europe, just be aware that because this is a collaboration with Der Bauer, the promotion will be going with Case King, and from what we understand, it'll be happening after the US pre-sale and promotion. Lian Li rep said check out their Facebook page and stay tuned for more details there. We do have a build coming up for this soon. Unfortunately, some of the parts are still in embargo. I can't talk much about them, so once everything comes off of embargo and we can start talking about what we're thinking about putting in, keep an eye out on the forums. I'm sure I'll have something there. And you can also check out my Twitter at XDA-Garwynn. The website's Twitter at XDA Developers or www.xda-developers.com. Again, I'm Garwynn. This is the PC-O11 Dynamic from Lian Li, and thanks again for watching.